What are you doing down there?
You are now watching the 2023 season of Farming with Duffy Ag.
Welcome back to the channel. Can you say welcome back to the channel?
I don't want because I don't want. I'm being weird because I don't want to say that.
I got my helper back. Cows are looking good. I'm gonna have to give them a little bit more pasture. How many cows we got now out there? All of them?
This cows.
There's a few cows. That's good. So it's supposed to rain today. We got to finish up doing weed whacking around the lines. Yesterday, me and him went and checked out. That's corn that had been in the ground for almost 2 weeks. Almost. And it's finally going with the moisture. Today we're supposed to get a 1/4 inch of rain. Yeah, things are good. Garden's going in. I got to finish up doing some weed whacking. And we got to get the chainsaw going. We got a lot of things to do. Yeah, all these little tasks that add up real quick. But alrighty, you ready to go work?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Appreciate you guys watching along. Getting all the supplies. I weed whacked the yard. There goes my gooseneck trailer. Bobby Douglas texted me this morning and asked me if I wanted to haul a rake. His trailer's 25, or he asked me how long my trailer was. I told him 36. So his cousin grabbed the trailer. They're headed to go pick up a rake up in Fort Ann from an auction yesterday. Weed whacked around everything. Girlfriend planted. I don't know what she planted, but she planted stuff. We did have a list of seeds. So we're gonna jump in and go get this fence ready because the cows I let them back go in the bottom pasture. I'd like to kick them into the back and have the hot wires on and be good over there. Weed whacker, chainsaw, all my fencing stuff. And it's gonna rain a little bit, but the plan is to get that back pasture weed whacked, fixed up, and electrified. I'd like to thank today's partner of the video, Bluetti, with a portable power station. So this is the AC180. It has up to 4 charging ports for a regular outlet, plus 4 USB ports, 20 amp, 3 amp. So some of you might wonder, why would I need something like this? I wondered it at first too. And then I was sitting there and I lost power at James's and I was editing video and, oh, you could go get the generator, you could plug this in. This, if you're off grid, if you're out working somewhere, or if I got to charge multiple batteries at once, this is the thing to have. You got your regular wall outlet, which takes 80% of a charge in 45 minutes. And this is no ordinary battery supply. This is a lithium iron phosphate battery in this. So longevity, heat resistance, durability, and safety. That makes it all different. You also have a car charger, plugs right in there, and you got an output. So you got everything you absolutely need on this. Slick touchscreen, so we're at 100% input, output. Gives you a whole rundown of absolutely everything it has. Sometimes I like to party. I got my battery jumper pack, jump vehicles, boom box to jam out, and we're charging one of the 12-volt Milwaukees because we're out in the rugged and this is supplying us power. So it says how many watts are going, what percentage, and just to show you guys a little more, this battery backup's meant for emergency supplies, off the grid living, stuff like that. So we're goofing off, but this is real life stuff. Like I've been in a place where I do not have power, and if I had this sitting in my pickup, I could have at least kept editing videos, stuff like that, and pulled it out. So let's see what we got now. So we're using more watts. running 4 things at once, including a mag drill. Pretty wild. This does have the ability to have a solar panel that actually charges it. So if you really don't have a way of recharging it, but you know you're gonna need it, that's the way to go. So go grab your brand new cost-effective Bluetti AC180 for only $7.99 and save another $20 with code Duffy AC180. Link is down below, and I appreciate it, Bluetti, for being the partner of today's video. Let's dive back to the content. She thinks she's the weed whacking champion of the relationship, so she says she's gonna weed whack. I'm gonna run chainsaw for a little bit. I got this all trimmed up. These bushes are in my way. That's in my way. And clearly this bottom line, we didn't tension it. Well, we didn't pull enough tension out of these because rev it right up. You gotta teach them all. Alrighty, I'm gonna jump on the chainsaw, which, by the way, my past records with chainsaws, I did get 40 some, almost 50 stitches in my foot once when I put a chainsaw on my foot. Let's not do that again. The bush is trimmed and clearly behind this post. Well, it's missing it. But what you need is you need an insulator, and the insulator actually went down there. So I'll bring it up here and we'll sneak in here. Drainage ditch. Austin did a good job. I might have dug this one, but yeah, with the mini that could. Alrighty, that just goes right there. Okay, I think that's good. I'll walk down through and I'll just check if we're missing any. We're gonna have to tighten all this up aggressively. I didn't know what I was doing the other day when we were doing it. Insulators are all good. So as we remember, because you've watched every video, top one's hot and number 2 is hot as far as electricity. The other 2 have ground going through them. So I like that. But I think we're good all the way down through here. The spring kind of dried up, but in our culvert, we're having a failure. So we're gonna have to dig this culvert out. And when we do, we'll make it wider, which will be needed. But at some point we got to do that because it's failing, the driveway's falling in, and all we need is somebody's piece of equipment to fall through it. Okay, I think we're good. There's a lot of grass in here. The cows are gonna love that. Yeah. She's making progress. We got to go up and trim those 2 bushes on the corners there. Got all the bushes trimmed around the corners. Got 2 little ones down there. Pulled this off. So they had a temporary fence that ran up here, went across there, went up to that back pasture. I'm not really sure. Oh, like a champ. I'm not really sure. They must have had cows come up from down there or something across. But we took all that temporary fence out. Well, she took all that temporary fence out when we mowed that up there. So there is two or three fence posts that are still there that we'll probably pull out, because the plan would be fence it the same way like this, and then go straight up and across. All these old fence posts and barbed wire got to get pulled out if we're gonna put cows in this back piece. But yeah, rain's held off so far. It will be good when I can put them in here and we don't have to worry about nothing. Before I can tighten these, well, we're gonna have to take some slack out of them. Just got to make sure. So like right here, no fence post or no wire holding it on, or insulator. So it's right down there. So we're just gonna run along through the fences. There's a few that they're there, or the staples been pulled out, stuff like that. So let me grab some staples, fencing staples. So I did about half the pasture on one tank of fuel, and I did the worst half, and she's out of fuel. So better weed whack operator utilization of fuel. But I'll bring her some fuel because I'm a nice guy. One pasture is done. That fence line that on the big pasture, yeah, it's gonna take some time. I don't think, well, up top it's got some of it's right on the woods. It should be quick going. This stuff was just so overgrown around everything. So hopefully that other pasture, that might take me a day. So apologize for some of the content where weed whack and pasture line, you can only make so much content out of that. But I got one wet dog. He thinks we're going somewhere. I think it's lunchtime. What time is it? 11:40. All cleaned up. So the power goes in that corner, goes underneath the fence, underneath the gates, goes up and around. I did fence that off. It's not actually hot, but hopefully keep them out of there because we got tools and stuff in there, parts. Comes over here, hot wire, jumps down, goes underneath here, comes to here. This bottom wire, yeah, that bottom wire is ground, but otherwise 1, 2, 3, 4 are hot in this paddock here. So they did push this up and over, so I'm just gonna put that back together. And then this wire had broke, it went to here, so we'll fix that, which some staples, and that will hold that there from going up, so if they itch on it, it doesn't pop off. And then you take one of these, which is like add a little piece, connector piece. We'll trim the one end. Damn, these are good pliers. Slides through and then jumps on. And then it's jumped from there up to there. It's solid. We're good to go. We do have to weed whack underneath here. Maybe I'll do that before I do lunch. That way I don't have to, once I clean up, I don't feel like getting, oh, we forgot this. Actually, let me walk around and just make sure that they're all good before we electrify. We're gonna disconnect the power that goes out to the pastures in the back, or this hillside, because no point in grounding it out there. And then we can reconnect them when we get those cleaned up. So here, oh, we don't have to disconnect them because they're already disconnected. What is this? Oh, it's like a connector piece. That's cool. So that's good there. So yeah, they did something creative here. Is this their ground wire? Or does that go all the way up the hill? I'm not sure. Either way, it's not connected to nothing. Yeah, because these are all looped in between. Okay. Only thing I do see, this has to be moved back up because it is, well, that's touching it. So we'll wiggle that back up. Because that's the insulator, and that, where's this insulator? Down here. So we'll slide that back up. Otherwise it grounds itself against that post. Once we weed whack there, we'll come back. This bottom tensioner, which is a ground wire, well, you saw, but that's good over there. Yes, at some point ATV, probably a side by side with the bed, because that just makes a lot more sense for what I'm doing. And you can have, what is going on here? Okay, they put some long ones. And you can have 2 people ride with, minimal of 2 people ride with you, or yeah, you can have multiple people ride with you. So those are all good there. That's jumped across. That looks good there. Ground wire. That goes down. Tensioners. More wires. That's all jumped, goes underneath and comes back up. That's all connected. That's good. Okay. Yeah, you can see the ground wires somewhere underneath those bushes, or underneath the overgrown grass. So, alrighty, I'll jump on the weed whacker quick. Left the door open. What's going on, everybody? Whole posse of you guys now. Ran out of string. I'd really like to shut that door so they're not in there. They just go in the back, but the water's there and I have yet to do that. So I'm gonna put some string on. That ground wire needs some love, but I'm not too worried about that right now. 4 hot wires on the top will be good. Got it done. So what we gotta do with that, what we got to do with this is the lower wire pretty much all the way around, which is a ground wire, so not the end of the world, is broken, needs some attachment. But so this is 5 wire, 4 are hot, and then the lower one goes around as a ground. You're in there eating that junk, small square bells that were used as insulation when you still got some grass out there. But yeah, so they're picking and choosing what they want to eat now, and if we let that go for a little bit longer, they may end up out of the pasture, because 1 wire really doesn't do it. The 4 wire out there, so we're filming 4 wire out there, that will be great, plenty of grass out there. But I'm gonna have to be in the market for a rotary mower. We need one just around the property, mow around fields and stuff like that. But to top it once they get out of there, and then we'll work on our pasture management, get rid of the weeds, build a better crop so that they harvest everything and they don't pick and choose, and we don't have to, propane truck, we don't have to come back and mow it down. That's a long-term goal. That's not like next year. Like, it takes a while to get to that point. All right, better grab some lunch. And the yard is looking awesome. Got it all weed whacked up, so everything's planted. Got grass seed down because it was so dry this well, late spring. I didn't put any grass seed down that I got. Because, well, it was just gonna not do anything because it didn't rain. Just packaging up some orders. Did a good job. Had lunch, packaged up the orders. It's misting. Yinko's running around. We're gonna move the cows, and then I gotta run get parts and the list of supplies that we have to do. So, alrighty, got it plugged in. So yeah, we got the earth. It's not a ground, I guess it's earth. And we got the hot wire. That's low power. That's hot fence high power. So we're on high output. It will tell you if it's got an earth fault. It's clicking along, and we're gonna swap some cows around. Fence is looking good. It's on. Should get a fence tester, but I know it's on. So if we had an issue and it was shortened, it would say it there. But alrighty, we gotta bed that a little more. Which way do we want this wheat to go? Thinking go out. So they'll have all of this ground, and then they'll be good. Come on, ladies, you got more pasture. Here they come. What are you doing down there? So they've grazed this pretty good. Granted, they laid on some of it, but this is where we started, and you can see they were grazing up close to the fence, but not all the way to it. You got to go that way. So this is a cow that lost her calf. She's been doing good, but yeah. We got to go that way. Come on, so I can shut the pen. On to green, better things, better grass. So some of this will perk back up, but it's really, really heavy, and that's part of the problem. You put the cows on it, they trample some of it. If it was shorter, more prime, I guess, would be good, but self-propelled forage harvesters out here doing their thing. Well, yeah, bunch of weed whacking done. Cows are out there, fence does work. He's got all the questions in the world. I don't know where Yanko is, but so there's 16 out there and 2 calves. That'll keep them busy for a little bit. Enough time that I can start working on the other. And now that we got the power actually working down here, it's very easy to just connect it up on the other side. So all that prep work of here widening this gate and makes it so moving forward things are good. Well, look great. It is gonna start raining pretty good now, so we'll be up to almost a ½ inch, I'd say, maybe a little later on, but or 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches, right?
No, 5 inches, not 5.
5. They look good out there though.
5 inches.
Alrighty, let's go. We gotta go town. We gotta drop off some packages. So duffyag.com. That pre-order merch is live. Anybody who purchased stuff that wasn't pre-order, packages they're on their way out, but pretty much every order has been pre-order on the Let's Go Farming Yanko shirts. So I don't know. I do not know where Yanko is. We ended up running up Mohawk, Ilion area, Harbor Freight, Tractor Supply. Went to a New Mexican place. Was pretty good. What else did we do? Saw some farm touring. Drove by some places. So that was it for this video. Appreciate you guys watching along. Don't forget duffyag.com, links down below for the new shirt. Support the channel. If you've watched it this long, go grab a shirt. You're gonna love it. So I'll see you guys on the next one. very excited for, what is coming and who is coming. So, have a good one.